Hello, Village, and welcome to another episode of Twanna Speaks. I am your host, Twanna, and for the next few minutes, we are going to be talking about disrespectful friends and toxic relationships. So, the question of the day is: do you have friends in your life that you feel are toxic and or disrespectful? If so, drop me a comment down below and let me know what the deal is, what is going on with that. If you don't know, but you feel like you're not benefiting from this relationship, let me give you a few ways that you can tell if this is a bad relationship. So, the first thing that jumps out at me is: am I giving more in this relationship than the other person? Is the other person just all take, and I keep giving? You need a ride somewhere, you need to hold some money, you need to use my phone, just whatever it is. But then when I need you, you're not there. When I need you, you don't have anything to offer. So the friendship is one sided. The give and take is way off balance. One person wrote, "We all go through rough patches, and there are times will really need the support of our friends, and vice versa. The free give and take of support is one of the basic building blocks of friendship, and I'm definitely not saying you need to keep score of how many times each week you've offered a shoulder to cry on or listen to a friend vent about problems that they're going through. But if you consistently drop everything to be there for that friend and they don't do the same for you when you're struggling, it's a sign that your friendship lacks a healthy balance." And I know that most of us have probably always been through this with at least one person in our life, whether it was a love interest or your best friend from elementary school, and you guys are 10, 15 years into the friendship and things have changed. It could be a coworker, it could be your boss, it could be someone at church, it could be a family member. But if the relationship is one sided, that's something that you need to look at and address that immediately so that you can get that type of toxicity out of your life. So let's look at another one. They disrespect your family members or your close friends. So I have oftentimes had one or two, mainly one person, but a little bit of another person that would always disrespect my ex-husband. Like, I don't care if it was just me and that person on the phone or if that person was in, face to face with us as a couple. It always seemed like some shade was thrown or, a sly remark or whatever. And eventually I got fed up with it and I just disappeared. Like, this person is like, "Where have you been? I miss you. Can we go to Panera and get some coffee? Blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, I just don't respond. You know what I mean? Like, and after a while, that person obviously got what I was, trying to say quietly. It was just, and there could have been a way that I probably could have handled it better, but that's just a way that I choose to deal with things sometimes, especially if you have a friend that is hard of hearing or they don't listen well. There's no point in trying to talk to that person, because as you're talking, your words are going in one ear and out the other. And a lot of times when you try to talk to people like this, what happens is they are sitting on, anxious because they're ready to explode and just gravitate towards one thing that they heard you say instead of listening to hear what you're really saying. It's just like one thing triggered them, and then all of a sudden, instead of listening and responding, it becomes, "Oh, I'm just going to attack." And so when you have disrespectful, people in your life like that, personally, I don't consider them friends. Another way, you guys, everybody has somebody like this. They are consistently negative about everything. Everything sucks. Everything is bad. You hate to ask this person how they are doing. "How you doing today, girl?" "Horrible. Everything is wrong." That is toxic, because not only are they already down in the dumps, but they could bring you down too. If they are projecting their negativity onto you and bringing you down, you have to look out for yourself. Another way, they're constantly pressuring you to engage in unhealthy behavior. So this right here, this is us in high school now. But some people have brought this to their adult life. People fighting. What pops into my head is Real Housewives of Potomac. You guys saw the fight between what's her name, Monique and Candace, and it took me back to Real Housewives of Atlanta when Portia attacked Kenya, and I said, you know what it is? There's something else going on in their life, because just by having some annoying person say some stuff or do some stuff, it's not going to make me pop up and slap you or grab your hair, try to pull your weave out, grab you around your neck and all this kind of stuff. I'm too old for that. I'm not going for that. I'm the type of person where if you hit me, I feel like I'm too cute to be hit. I'm calling 911. Like, we're not doing that. Watch the face. Watch the face. just, you know what I'm saying? But sadly, peer pressure doesn't end in high school. Of course, as we get older, it generally becomes easiest to resist a friend's attempts to influence you or your behavior and just say no. As you're an adult, no is the key. I'm not going to engage in this in you. But, if you don't drink and your other friend does, they'll try to get you to drink all night. The same thing with smoking, the same thing with drugs, the same thing with fighting. And the list goes on and on. If you're on a diet, they'll probably try to get you to eat a piece of, pizza or cheesecake. There is always something, well, why can't you do it? You're not better than me. I mean, it's like, I need you to do it with me, because if you don't, then, I'm being bad by myself. And so for those reasons, those are the types of people that me personally, I just don't deal with, because I don't I'm like, you could be my friend, but we don't have to like the same things. You know what I'm saying? We can talk, we can kiki, we can have fun, we can go have coffee, our kids can have a play date, whatever. But I don't have to be an alcoholic because you are. I don't have to overeat because you do. I don't have to do the things that you do, to still find some common ground that we can, enjoy each other's company. I think that's stupid, to even go there. It kind of reminds me of Nene Leakes, because if she's got a friend and she wants you to be friends with that person, but if she has made an enemy, then she also wants you to be an enemy. And that's just what it seems like on the show. Personally, we don't know what these people are like in real life, but we see what is edited and presented to us on television. And so it looks like that type of person. And if that's the type of person you have in your life, I would definitely say you need to exit that relationship, because again, it's one-sided. You don't need that. So they consistently flake on you. They can't go anywhere. I'm sick. I don't feel like it. I have a date. My cat ran away. My dog died. There's always something. There's always something. And I'm like, girl, bye. Boy, bye. Bye, Felicia. Whatever. Like, I don't need you in my life, especially if they feel like they're going to have to pay for their portion of the meal, or they're going to have to pay for their own ticket at the movies, and then all of a sudden I can't go. You're giving more in that relationship than they are giving, and you don't need that. Who needs a friend like that? You're not friends. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you guys are not friends if that's what's up. All right, let's move on to another one really quick. They're always trying to one up you. It's like, I'm better than you. You should be like me. You should have done this like me. If I were you, I would have done such and such. I can't deal with that. A person wrote, I'm guessing that none of us are friends with people who blatantly tell us to our faces that our achievements are pathetic and meaningless compared to theirs. But some friends do have passive aggressive ways of taking things that we're excited about and making it suddenly feel not quite so great about them anymore. And that's another thing that I'm talking about, and I couldn't have said it better. than this person, because anytime that you do something, you win an award, or something great happens in your life, and then they have to make it about them, and they have to make it seem meaningless because they did some. What you should have done was done like me, instead of just getting a bachelor's and gotten a master's or a doctorate, because then blah 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 blah. I don't need that kind of drama in my life. I need friends who are happy for me. Be happy for me. Tell me how happy you are. Celebrate with me, instead of trying to make your existence seem more important than mine. Another thing, and this drives me bananas, especially if it's in a romantic relationship, is the other person being controlling or possessive. That right there is the fastest way to get me out of your hair. I kid you not. If you try to control me, if you try to possess me, I had this guy tell me one time, "Oh, it's over now because I own you." I was like, slave days are over. These are not the days of slavery. You don't own me. I don't know what you're talking about. That's the fastest way to get me out of your hair, because I don't like that. And I'm pretty sure if you're listening to me and you're still on this podcast listening by now, yeah, you don't like it either. If any of these signs sound painfully familiar, it's time to have a difficult but necessary talk with your friend. And if they fail to take your concerns seriously, it's probably time to cut ties. Please do not stay in a toxic relationship. You deserve a friend who respects and trusts you, okay? That's all I'm saying. And it's really, I know it's hard for people to talk about, but it's definitely necessary. So how do you handle this stuff? Are you treating your friends with respect? Of course you are, but are they treating you with respect? No. So it's time for you to have a conversation. Is your friend rude in conversation? If that's the case, you may just need to cut ties altogether and don't even try to have a conversation, because you already know how it's going to go down. Does your friend embarrass you when you invite them over? Do they embarrass you in public? That's another way to tell, hey, this is not a friend. It's not a friend at all. Does your friend, quote unquote, treat you properly at their events, or in their space? So like if she invites you over, or you invite yourself over, does he or she treat you as an equal, or treat you less than? You know what I'm saying? These are the types of things that you have to address. And if they don't listen, because you're always going to have that person that does not listen, and they already don't respect you, because now you have a guideline to say, you know what, they're not really respecting me, and I need that respect. I need for somebody to step up in the relationship and say this isn't right, and that somebody is going to have to be you if you are being treated poorly, and this person just is full of toxic, just mess, for lack of a better term, just toxic mess, then you need to get out of that relationship. Try having a conversation with them. And then, of course, if that doesn't work, just say, hey, I'm sorry, but this isn't going to work. I need better. I need to be treated better. I mean, if you want even more proof, let's go to the Bible. Let's look at 1 Corinthians 15:33, where the Bible says, do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. So even though you're trying to rub off on that person, if that person has already proved to you that they're bad company, then you definitely need to stay away from them, because instead of you rubbing off on them, they're going to probably end up rubbing off on you. Proverbs 16:28 says, a dishonest man spreads strife, and a whisperer separates close friends. What does that mean? Okay, so if you're dishonest, if you're stealing, if you will tell a lie, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to stress the other person out, meaning that if you have this type of person in your life, this is a warning that you should get that person out of your life. And a whisperer separates close friends. What is that? Gossip. A whisperer is a gossip. They're going to whisper stuff in your ear about your best friend so that they can take their place. And I've seen it happen. It's not just in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not good. It's not cool. There is a parable in the Bible from Matthew 5:30 that says, "And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. For it's better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body go into hell." And that doesn't mean to cut your hand off literally, but it's just saying if your right hand causes you to sin, you need to cut it off. Your right hand man, your bestie, that person that you think is your ride or die, if they're causing you to sin, if they're causing you to get angry, if they're causing you to curse people out, I mean, if they're causing you to doubt yourself, any of that stuff, you need to let them go. So I hope that these tips really helped you guys. And I know some of you probably aren't Christians and you don't read the Bible, but I hope that it helps you anyway, regardless of your faith or background. Everybody needs a little help every now and then. And this was just my simple way to throw some of this out there. So I want to thank Sandra for sending me this topic in my email. I appreciate you, girl. I hope that I did your request justice, and thank you. Now, for anybody else who wants to send me anything, any topic or whatever, feel free to inbox me, drop me a comment in the comment section below. If you're listening to my podcast on Spreaker, you can do the same thing. Just email me or hit me up in one of my inboxes, and I will be glad to produce a video and or podcast on that said topic. So next coming up, stay tuned, because we're going to do some more analyzing about the Tim Norman case. We're going to do some fact checking and see if there has been a date set, and if not, why. All right. So I love you guys so much. Tomorrow, get ready, because we're going to dive in deep. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And always live on purpose. Until next time, bye for now, and I will be talking to you in another video.